Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, and this, of course, is the Resort Recon Live podcast. This is the podcast version of my Resort Recon Live video series. I bring on some of my favorite theme park nerds, and we just mix it up with regards to what's going on in theme park news, answer your questions that you have about visiting the theme parks, whether they be in Orlando, whether they be in California. We're just here to have fun and to give you the best information so you can make the best decisions for you. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring in one of my co host friends, which would be Erica from Hanging with Erica and Rob. How are you, my dear?
Doing good and excited about what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yes. I can't wait. I am so excited to talk about that. And of course, that's a Stella Nova Resort preview that the media got a chance to check out first. Your girl is going to be staying in there when the resort opens on Tuesday, and can't wait. Going to be streaming live from there. Going to be doing live streams throughout my stay to keep you guys all updated and see what's going on. So, as usual, we were going to just talk about Disney's Festival of the Arts at Epcot for this year, but boom, the media got to see Stella Nova. So we're going to talk about that too, as well, of course, with a bunch of other items that are happening. So I see about 26 of you guys so far are here between X and between YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, please do hit that like button. And if you're over there on X, please do heart the screen over there. So let's see who we have got in the chat. I see DJ Knight is here saying, okay, she's ready to go.
Oh,
We have got Braylon Lee who says, hey, good people. Well, good to see you as well, my dear. Of course, Erica's here waving. She's in the chat with us. And Ron says, see you in a few. So I guess we'll be here in a little bit. Got to hang out with him last night for a little bit. BR Geist is here. He says, hi, all. Well, hi and hello. Good
hello.
seeing you. Good seeing you. Brogu was like, hey, Lorena, what you doing? Well, hey, Brogu, and I'm here. I am here chilling, having fun with you guys. Like I said, this podcast fell out of it being too hot to be in the theme parks on a Saturday, but honestly, it's fun hanging with you guys on a Saturday, mixing it up and talking. So I love being here. Melissa Bell is here. Hello. Says, hi, everyone. I'm so excited for this preview. However, I do wish they had an option for two queen beds and a pull-out sofa for
Mm,
families. Yeah, that's a tough situation to be in when you have, let's say, more than four people. And I want to say, this is just me. I want to say that the reason Universal only did that for Cabana Bay is to, well, one, to probably charge you more money, but two, you are closer, and three, just more amenities. And that is actually closer to the parks. But yeah, I wish they did too. But I guess when it comes down to it, when they're trying to preserve certain price points, unfortunately, you kind of lose some options. But if you can't get the two queen beds with a pull-out sofa, the next best thing, adjoining rooms.
yeah.
That's another good thing to look into as well. I've seen a lot of people do that at Art of Animation. Was it Art of Animation? No, because that's mostly suites. But at Pop Century, before they built the suites over at Art of Animation, a lot of like larger families or groups would just get adjoining rooms, which sometimes actually works out to be cheaper. Believe it, believe it or not. Let's see. Be our Geist says Lorena. I finally saw you in person at Epcot yesterday. Epcot, really? I was trying to find my family, so I couldn't say hi, unfortunately. But I was super excited to see you in the wild, so to speak. I wish I could have seen you in person, my dear. But I get it. Trying to find that family first. That's the most important and pressing thing. So hopefully I'll get a chance to see you again. You can like wave and flag me down. I love meeting folks in the parks. If you see me in the parks, you are not bothering me by coming up and saying hi. The chat knows they get to wait. I like to meet people, so not a problem. Let's see. Braylon says, I have a theory when we get to Universal. Okay, okay.
Okay.
And we've got Keely Chow, Roll Tide says, hey, everybody, good morning. Well, good morning to you. And Ron says, I'll be in just a few. No worries, my dear. No worries, my dear. Take your time. And hello, Juliet says, good afternoon, Lorena, Erica, and Chad. Good to see you too,
Hi,
Juliet.
Juliet.
Hope you are doing well. Well, folks, we're going to start off with our, I guess I'll call them hot topics, but yeah, those short topics we just kind of go through really, really quick with regards to theme park news. First, got a lot of stuff here from that park place. Please do check them out. Erica and
Oh,
I are part of that WDW Pro network, of which that park place is part of. So this is coming from Marvin Monchnaro, who I got to hang out with last night as well. He is the editor in chief over there at that park place. Please do make sure that you are reading these articles and checking them out. Chick-fil-A comes to SeaWorld Orlando as theme park fights to repair its damaged reputation. Last
mm.
time I was at SeaWorld, I think I was walking around and there was a Chick-fil-A sign, and I swore I smelled Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yeah, they got a distinct smell.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? I bet you they were just pumping that smell in there just, just to mess with us. But it is a very welcome option to have there. There's already the Rita's water ice.
Mm.
They have that. But the Chick-fil-A is going to be a great additional option. And apparently it's also going to be included in I call it the all you can eat um, dining option that they have at SeaWorld, where
Mm.
you pay like one flat price and you can like eat every 90 minutes or something like that.
I see.
Yeah,
I know
I
at
have to check it out.
Busch Gardens in Tampa has had a Chick-fil-A for a while now.
Oh,
I'm kinda not surprised that SeaWorld has now, um, started it. I'm wondering, though, if they're gonna do this across the US, like in San Antonio, California, Virginia, where they've got SeaWorld, Busch Garden parks, and Aquatica.
well, I would hope so because Chick-fil-A is so good. Not only are they good, but Chick-fil-A, the service, they always know where you are in the drive-through. I know how they do it, but I don't like to think about how they do it because because it's like magical with them knowing where you are. If you're part of the Chick-fil-A one, sometimes they'll just give you free stuff just to give it to you. Like I have a free key lime frozen lemonade. I need to use that sucker just for free. They'll just load it on there. But it's a very family friendly restaurant.
Yeah.
The team members that work there, they act as if they cannot do enough for you, and it's so refreshing. So I'm so glad to hear that that's about to open. But I know SeaWorld has had some issues, of course. I know for me personally, when that one trainer, uh, I won't say attacked, but let's just say when you're working with wild animals like this who weigh like over a ton, there's certain dangers. And unfortunately, at one trainer had lost her life. And I hadn't been to SeaWorld since I was a kid. So that kind of traumatized me because I remember the show and I kind of wanted to keep it that way. But I have been back, and now instead of the bull, Tim, I think it was I'm forgetting the name, it starts with a T. But they kind of like exiled him until, he finally died. But right now the show consists of a a mother, a cow, and her daughters. So it's four of them, and they're all in the show, which kind of makes the show a little bit different. It's more of like how they
Mhm.
care for them, and they do the tricks and funny stuff like splashing the audience. I'm serious. If you do not go to the splash zone in SeaWorld for these shows, you didn't do SeaWorld. I'm just saying, you want to be
Mhm.
in the splash zone, when you go. But yeah, I don't think SeaWorld has been seriously damaged. They are coming back with so many offerings that are actually outshining Disney. And with
Mhm.
the way, or we'll say where, SeaWorld is located, it's within 5 miles away from Epic Universe. And right there next to International Drive, that whole complex that's there. Um, I don't know. So I'll give you, Eric. I'll give you the last word. So what are your impressions about SeaWorld? I mean, Chick-fil-A opening at SeaWorld. Do you think it's going to draw more people to visit the park?
I think it'll give more food options to those who have, like, toddlers, because you think chicken nuggets is the easiest thing to feed, little ones, and, well, even us adults love Chick-fil-A. Let's face it, us Floridians and Chick-fil-A, woo, we are obsessed. Those lines are long anywhere you go in Tampa, suburbs of Tampa, and it's no different there in Central Florida. Um, I think as far as drawing in people, I think the attractions, like the roller coasters alone, are drawing in a crowd, and the food festivals that they have are gaining traction. Um, and I SeaWorld, I think, will be fine in the long run. I know that they've got a damaged reputation, but word has gotten around that they've made significant, uh, you know, turnarounds with the
Hmm.
orcas. So right now, the orcas that they have, as they pass away from old age, they are not bringing in any new orcas. So, and it's because these, I guess, they can't release into the wild. I guess they're too domesticated. And I'm not a marine biologist. I don't know how true or false that may be, but they really have come a long way. Um, and yeah, um, I mean, I'm drawn into the exhibits more than anything. That's what I
Uh,
like. I like to walk around, and the penguin area is my favorite. I love looking at those funny looking.
I love them. They are those exhibits are so much fun. Yeah, like you were saying, the penguin exhibit with the penguins just doing what penguins do, and then of course there's the beluga whale habitat, which is beautiful, and of course over there, the I think it's like the Arctic Trek, the
Mhm.
immersive, I want to say flying theater like Soarin'. That's the one that Mac is working on that they're installing
Oh, I
over
can't wait
there.
to get on that.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's gonna be awesome. As a matter of fact, I got notice from SeaWorld. If you are a pass holder, they have like two little tasks they want you to do. They want you to visit the parks like twice. And then when you
Mhm.
do, you get, I want to call it like a lottery ticket, or you're guaranteed admission to like be one of the first, like you get the front of the line pass to
Oh,
experience that
nice.
flying theater when it's installed. Yeah. So you get a whole lot of cool stuff. it would be a bit more ironic if Long John Silver's came number two Rowan said.
That would
I
be kind of
wonder
funny
if
though,
that.
you think about it.
Oh, that is funny. That is funny. Maybe instead of eat more, maybe instead of the Chick-fil-A cow saying eat more chicken, maybe one of them is going to be dressed up like an orca saying eat more chicken. Or one
Eat
of the
more
fish eat more
chicken.
chicken.
And
Oh,
one thing about SeaWorld I was kinda, taken aback from is the merch. They have some really nice park merch I was noticing. I was really kind of blown away at the style of, like, the shirts
mm-hmm.
and even just some of the more expensive items, like, you would wanna set out, like, figurines, um like, if you've got a shelf that you wanna put if you're into marine life like that, like, to showcase, yeah, they had some really beautiful things I noticed, and I was really, really impressed, and it the quality too, like, that was not cheaply made, and Busch Gardens
No,
too had really, I mean, super adorable, like, little long sleeve crop tops and the UV protection, shirts, and I mean, super adorable. I wanted to buy, like I could have spent some serious money last year at Busch Gardens, and it was just the styles. I mean, and I was really kinda, like, comparing it to Disney. I'm like, Disney doesn't have styles like this. These are really I'm talking, like, in style right now, what what I like to say the kids are wearing right now, but even not kids, adults too, and the
yeah.
discount was pretty nice. Our
Oh my
discounts were good.
gosh. Yes. I mean, the merchandise, Erica, like you were saying, every time I see it when I go visit or when I'm live streaming and I'm looking at the merch and just like I'm hearing that shut up and take my money.
Me too.
And in my head with like the out, with the zip ups, with like the refillable water bottles that they have, the quote unquote rescue merch that they have, just everything. It's just, oh my gosh, they even have like the stuffed white beluga whale. They're so cute. They are
Yeah, I
absolutely
got me one
absolutely
of their
cute.
water bottles. I mean, this thing is huge and it's pink. It says Busch Gardens. It's got the straw in it and you can clip it
Hmm.
to your belt or your backpack. I use that thing all the time. Even at my sister's house, I would just drink water out of it just to make sure I was getting my water intake for the day. But it had like a thing you put in the middle you can freeze and it keeps your water at least not cold. It's Florida, but it keeps it a little cooler. Like try, you know.
It's very functional. And SeaWorld, if you're a pass holder, there's this insulated tumbler. I want to say it's about like a size of a Stanley. If you pay $60, you can get to refill it for a whole year, like unlimited refills for a whole
I
year
did not
for,
know that.
for $60. Yeah. So
Ooh.
there's all this stuff that I need to document at SeaWorld because I'm just blown away by how much stuff you get. Their, I want to say their pass holder program is kind of like Universal's as well. You get a lot. And just like at Universal, SeaWorld also has a pass holder lounge as well. So
Oh.
I'll keep you guys posted about SeaWorld because I'm learning the park and learning more stuff. And speaking of learning more stuff, Ron is here from Follow the Bradley's Fun. How are
Right.
you, my dear?
Tired.
Sound like me. I'm like,
I I
oh,
uh I have a Boma hangover.
oh my gosh,
It's not an
that food
Epcot
was so
hangover, is
darn
it?
good. I think you were at Epcot for longer than I was
I was at
yesterday.
Epcot. I was at Epcot from 9:30 till about almost 1 o'clock
Oh wow,
yesterday.
Mm,
that is
that's a
So
nuts.
decent
I ran into so many creators. I met a one I never heard of. Her name is Magical Hijinks. Hey, Nita.
Oh,
Um, Magical Hijinks. So she looks like she has a pretty interesting channel. And
hmm,
from what I can tell, she's honest in her reviews when she doesn't like something. So that could be good.
okay.
oh,
Um,
Okay.
So hey, BR Geist.
Yeah.
And I don't know if BR Geist would have seen me yesterday, but I was out there until 1 o'clock. So I don't know when you were out there. I didn't see you, but
She
you know,
saw me, but
if
she had
you
to track down her family. So,
well, I said that's why I saw I was listening to the show.
mhm.
I've been in the middle of I'm trying to finish editing my Polynesian island tower vlog, and I'm just about
Okay.
done, and I want to get that up today.
Okay.
So
Uh,
when you're in that zone and you're like, I gotta,
I
I
I hear
gotta,
you.
yeah.
I hear
Anyway,
you.
so,
I know.
but I was there. Yeah, I ran into, gosh, I Kyle Palo and Jennifer Caruso, Adventures by Carney. Pete was there. He's really nice every time I run into him. And I don't know who. I'm sure I saw that JoJo did a thing, so I'm sure he was out there at some point. I mean,
Mhm.
probably a lot of people were out there, but who knows? But yeah, I two things though. I couldn't eat any food because one, I was saving my appetite for Boma, but also I wasn't hungry at all during the morning time. So I'm not really eating now until the late afternoon, and so yeah, Morocco. But yeah,
Morocco.
so so I
Yeah,
guess
was
I'll
that
have
when
to
I
save my
was
eating for late.
okay? Well, yeah, you probably saw me when I was, ranting about what Imagineering did with the gorgeous tiles that the King of Morocco's own architects had originally put in place and installed. So yeah, every time I go by there, I have to rant. I just do because if you know what was lost, yeah, it's just something else. The mom, hello, my dear. So I'm out of the loop. SeaWorld has a bad reputation for
I just
uh
answered in the chat.
you what? Sorry.
I just
Sorry.
answered that in the chat.
Oh, well, okay.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So that, yeah, that was like years ago. But I will say now, they've kind of
The
rehabbed their image
There
and
are
the
a lot of
show
lies in that
is
documentary, by the
better.
way. Blackfish is
It's
filled with lies.
it's
I'm
it's one
sorry,
of
it
those
just is.
things. No, it's one of those things where you have to take into account to whose benefit some of those things are like. A lot of people have issues with, oh, well, these animals are in captivity. It's like, well, for some of them, captivity is the safest place for them to go. But either way, the show that they have now, one of the reasons that I like the show is because all of the orcas are related. They're all girls. They're the mother and then the three daughters. So the emphasis is on how keeping, teaching them how to like take care of themselves or let the trainers know when they're not feeling well, show how healthy they are, to be able to use that information to help orcas in the wild. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a great show. It's a really good conservation type of show that's going on, and the orcas have a good darn time. They they are like living their best life out there. The Moroccan tile disco pissed me off. Yeah,
mm,
I've done some. Yeah, yeah. It's like you walk by and you have to freaking do that. Hey guys, save the whales! Save the whales! Hey, I like the beluga whales. They're so cute. Their habitat is freaking gorgeous. Yes, Melissa Bell. The Discovery Cove package is amazing. It's where you get to meet the dolphins and swim with the dolphins. And they're also a certified autism center. So if you have
ooh,
like
nice.
adults or young kids that are on the spectrum,
Mhm.
it's great. I mean, Camera Girl, she's on the spectrum. She has Asperger's. She wanted to go, but she just didn't get a chance to. But she always wants to see like the dolphins. There's just something about them. So let's move on. 71 of you folks in here. Let's move on through the rest of some of this news. From Scott Gooston, Disney says the Tropical America's project team officially kicked off construction with a groundbreaking ceremony at Disney's Animal Kingdom earlier today. And looks like this was from yesterday.
Wait.
Well, now they can say they're moving dirt.
I was gonna say, like, weren't they? I thought they were moving dirt 6 months ago.
Right.
What they said, shovel, we're moving. You know, what did Skinny Jeans say? Josh tomorrow. What is it? That work was beginning or something like that.
He said dirt was moving.
He said dirt was moving.
I'm like, does that mean
they were digging up, like, right then and there, and they weren't?
No, I said, does dirt moving mean that you put a trailer on a site and it kicked up a little dirt, or you walked around it and kicked up a little dirt? Because there was nothing going on. I mean, they got rid of
no. The only thing that was going on was not in the parks, and that they were actually moving dirt around on the Fort Wilderness site, where I still call it Reflections is going to be. It's not going to be called Reflections, but I still call it Reflections because that's the name that sticks in my mind. But the new DVC resort, they're always prioritizing DVC because of how much money they make off of the maintenance fees.
Mm-hmm. That's where they have all the cranes and everything out there. It's nothing like sliding by on the monorail and you see all the darn cranes out there that they're using to build the DVC out there. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like you talk about it, and he farted and dust blew around.
That's all that Kevin, I laughed.
That's a good one.
Here's a question. If they're going to invest so much in the parks, which supposedly out of these 60 billion, 17 billion is allocated, supposedly 17 billion is allocated for Walt Disney World, why don't they fix the stuff in Epcot first that they were going to do before they announce new stuff? Because last I checked, Spaceship Earth is supposed to have all kinds of cool new stuff inside of it, and they're supposed to do something with Mary Poppins. And how about Wonders of Life, the building that still sits empty, even though when the monorail goes by it says the Kingdom of Play is coming. Priorities, Disney.
I think it's. I'll make it analogous to the trash fire known as Disney IT. There's never enough time to do it right, but always enough time to do it over. And that's pretty much what it is. They want to throw it over the fence and just say, "Oh, we're just on to the next thing. Nothing to see here. You know, move on to the next thing." And that's just what they do. Like trying to disgrace. But speaking of that, I'm glad that you actually mentioned that. Tiana's Bayou Adventure finale animatronic has been busted for over a month. Disney's DEI disaster continues to suffer technical issues. And apparently, I think this is what's going on, over at Disneyland. I mean, come on, y'all. Supposedly, this was going to be better than Splash Mountain.
Different.
Less problematic, and you've got the Mama Odie animatronic face planning. Juju was no longer there, at least at Disney World, and now,
Wait, Juju's not there?
The last couple of times that I was on Disney's the Bayou Adventure, Juju was there once. That was during the cast member preview. The other times that I went, he was not there in the finale.
God. I've gotten stuck there before. So I've gotten stuck at that part long enough for it to run through. I think there's 3 or 4 different versions of what she says. And I'm like watching all of it. And the whole time in my head, it was just playing the Jennifer Lewis anti-Trump rant. So, the okras.
Yeah, the okras are still moving. And, you see Lewis down there. I mean, how long are they taking to redo the pirate shop team for the
It's not a
treehouse?
shop.
Kirantos, yeah, it's not a shop. I still get your point because they are really dragging their feet on that. Supposedly that's going to be the family friendly Pirates Lounge, which they're gonna put in there. And I don't know if it could be supply chain stuff. It could be, well, it looked good on paper, but now we're running into this thing. And I wonder if a lot of these quote unquote improvements that are going on are the reason why they're having so many sewage problems around Walt Disney World, which is something they never used to have at
Since
all.
2020, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Magic Kingdom. How many times has half the park shut down in Magic Kingdom in the last few years? 3 or 4
Oh
times.
my gosh.
And
Yeah.
not from the bear either, from the sewage issues.
Yeah, and the sewage. The real river of poo has become apparent, down at Frontierland. Buddy Hepburn says you need a bingo card to check off what is not working each time you ride Tiana's at Disneyland. Yeah, see, that's how it was at Walt Disney World too. It was crazy.
It's
Should be a YouTube challenge.
Look, it's very, very simple.
Bring 'em out.
These animatronics were not supposed to. They were never meant. This type of animatronic was not supposed to go with this type of a ride. I mean, they really needed to do a whole new ride with these animatronics because the Splash Mountains were not meant to work with these type of animatronics. And also, I don't really think they took into consideration as much as they should have the humidity, and especially Walt Disney World. Especially Walt Disney World.
Because this was done in sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Because this was done in Burbank in isolation. Imagineering is supposed to be able to take into account the environmental impacts of, well, not the, but the environment of their attractions. So there's a reason why the animatronics in Splash Mountain were pneumatic based, because with all the humidity and everything, it's going to short out anything that's electronic. And the humidity that was in account when they built that, how to mitigate that. Now, not only do you have animatronics that are electric based, you also have logs that depend on sensors to let the animatronics know when to fire off, which is ridiculous because we never had that in the first one. All the scenes were kinetic on purpose and they repeated.
I'm thinking they wanted to save on energy in some way. That's what I keep going to, because here in Europe, in Germany, they're annoyingly about all that. And they manufacture cars that the second you stop, the whole car shuts off. And then when you let off the gas, the brake, the car starts, and it's to quote save on the environment. And that's just one example of like
it's a load of
many
crap,
more
but
out
okay,
here.
sure.
You know what I call that?
Exactly. That's actually our Jetta that we have does that. I mean it's the American spec, but I get it's still a German make. But yeah, I'm wondering if that is what they were kind of going, and it would make sense because Disney's gotten into that mentality. And oh well, let's to save energy, the animatronics will only move when they're censored to move, and then when they're not moving, we're saving energy. And that honestly, that is just something you would really see out here in Germany and just roll your eyes at. And it makes sense. I don't know, maybe they got some new German engineers that over engineer stuff and it just doesn't work.
You know what? And now that you say that, I remember I no longer have my BMW. I don't ever want to buy another one ever freaking again. When I got one as a loaner, I kid you not, it freaked me out when I stopped at a light and the engine died. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I started it up, and as soon as I put my foot on the gas, then it started back up. I'm like, what kind of communist nonsense is this? And I flipped the switch to turn it off. And I said, I don't ever want that on. at all. They're like, oh, they just want you to be, a good environmental citizen. I said, you know what a good environmental citizen is? I'm able to hit the darn gas when I need to go. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I will say that I've rented cars out here where it's not um really responsive. I forget what make. It was some European make that they don't have in the States. But the Jetta, I mean, it is uh instantaneously the second the least little bit you pull off of that
mm-hmm,
what do you call the brake? I mean, the engine immediately comes on, so you can go immediately.
right.
I mean, we're kind of, and I didn't know it had that feature until after we bought it. And it's and it does it when it wants to. It's not really consistent. Like sometimes the engine will shut off, and sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm,
It's kind of weird. But we
right.
got it because it had a good reputation to last well over 100,000 miles, and we wanted something that was going
Mm-hmm.
to last for more than just 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, Goof R35, I learned that the hard way. And I was really pissed because a BMW was like my dream car
Yeah,
to
it
own.
is.
And then I got it, and
Yep.
uh,
We had an
I've
Audi once,
never.
and the repairs were so expensive that we were actually glad to get rid of it because Raph would do the oil changes himself just to save
Mhm.
money. But when that fan belt went, oh, that was like a $700-800 fix,
Ooh,
and that was the cheapest we had priced around. Um, and then it was just a series of unfortunate events under the hood. One thing kept going after the other, and you were talking 700 to over $1,000 repairs, and so we had to get rid of it.
I know. I'm so glad that I have a Lincoln that I can replace Ford parts. I don't have to buy, high octane gas anymore. Hey,
Yeah,
Chef
right?
Nation.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
I'm
the other thing.
so freaking
Only
happy.
put high octane gas in that. So,
I'm
now we
like,
have a Mitsubishi little Sportage and, and the Jetta, which is just a four-door sedan.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that's right. Oh my gosh. Well, next thing to move on to, Haunted Mansion Ghost Bride returns to original roots in Disneyland, revising decades of Tom Fitzgerald changes. I really do like this
I have
because
so
the
many
bride that
questions
we have
about
now
this.
is,
Is it
oh yeah,
is
go
it a
ahead.
projection, or is it an animatronic with projection mapping? I am just so intrigued by it. And okay, so it's bittersweet for me because I know we're finished that infernal build for Halloween. Now I got to go back to the drawing board and start over again just to update it. And that's going to be the biggest because now I have to start now to start figuring out how to do this by Halloween. Time, the clock is ticking already over here for that. So now I'm like, okay, what do I got to do to bring this bride into my display because this is really nice. I like the floating effect here.
That is
Um,
really
and I'm
good.
just studying it, trying to figure it out.
I want to say it is I want to say it's like a mapping projection. I want to say that. I think it's a mixture of several different elements going on. That's what I'm thinking between the projection mapping that you have going on with the
Right
ghost
on it with
effects.
right. But like is it like a mannequin itself, like floating on something, and then they did the projection mapping
It,
onto it? Or is the whole
that
thing just a very elaborate 3D uh, image that just looks really convincing?
I want to say there's definitely a physical element there. As for how much of that physical element, who knows? It could just be the head and maybe a little bit of like the ribs and spine, just
Mhm.
enough to have something physical. But and what else is being projected on it? You notice like the candles flicker, so that's what kind of
Yeah.
tells me that's probably effective as well. And oh my gosh, it's one of those where it's like I could deep dive into figuring out how it works, but
Okay.
I want to
So
be blown away.
When the ride breaks down and it stops right there, people are gonna load that to YouTube, so I'm waiting for that
Yeah.
or when they have to
What if it?
stop it, for whatever reason, all those pictures and video are gonna I just hope
Oh
it
my
happens sooner than
gosh.
later because I really wanna know behind the scenes of this, special effect.
What if it's like RoboCop and all you see is like a skull and silver spine hanging out? But I love this effect. It is so much cooler than first of all what we have in the Magic Kingdom now. It does. I really don't. I've never liked
What
that version of Constance.
I've yeah. So, my issue with Constance Hatchway wasn't so much her storyline or anything like that. I actually thought it was kind of funny, to be honest with you.
I did too.
Uh, but what I didn't like about the projection was her face. Sometimes the face doesn't seem like it's aligned um,
Yeah.
with the thing that they have. Honestly, it looks like they ordered it from Atmos FX because Atmos FX actually has a mannequin type thing you can project onto like full body figures.
Hmm.
And for Disney, I was like, well, that's kind of cheap. And then her face doesn't always look aligned with that. Uh, I forget what they call it. It's like an inflatable projection, 3D projection thing. I can't want to say screen. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it is technically a screen. It's just in the shape of a 3D person and it projects
Yeah.
a whole body image onto it. But I And then her face, no offense, but once it projects, I just don't find it pretty. Like, I'm like, "She's kinda ugly,
It
no
it
offense." And nothing against the woman that, you know,
it does not
uh,
look right. I agree.
it just doesn't look right. It looks weird. She looks really feminine. She's got those high cheekbones and, like, her nose is prominent. Um,
Mhm.
she's got a very strong neckline, and I love that about the new one here at Disneyland.
I would say that with the one at Disney World, I think what makes it extremely jarring is that when you go through the attic and you see those beautiful portraits of Constance
I
with
know.
each
They are
husband
pretty.
before, his head gets chopped off.
Mhm.
She's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah,
So
she is.
you would expect to see that at
Doesn't
at
look
the end.
anything like the ones in the portrait.
No, and that's what and that's what throws me off. What throws probably a lot of people off. It's just like, yeah, she's not as attractive because she doesn't look like that in her photo. Now, if you would have said had her actual face and it looked like it was
Mhm.
decomposing, I can rock with that because it's
Oh.
still the same.
Like what I
But
Yeah, it's funny 'cause that's what I used this past Halloween. It came from Atmos FX, and it was a, uh, image of a bride, and her face would go from normal to completely decomposed, and it was on a loop.
Maybe the reason that she looks different at the end is because she had, I don't know, Meg Ryan's plastic surgeon. That's really bad. Erica knows what I'm
Oh
talking about.
gosh.
oh my goodness. Yeah, like the lady, like the tub lady from The Shining that scared the bejesus out of me. Oh my gosh, going
Mm.
Shogi, that freaked me
Mm.
out.
Mm.
Oh, that freaked me out. But yeah, I'm thinking, I'm like, that would have been well a little too. Wait, no. If you can show Master Gracie's portrait when you walk in and they slowly start to
Mhm.
show his stages of decomposition, I'm pretty
Yep.
sure you could have did the same.
That's what I
Yeah.
use, my big window outside. I use, him. And then this last year, I did the bride face where her face decomposes.
Let's
If
see.
they
Hey
uh,
guys.
if they keep the stories
Oh,
matters
good.
group, if they keep the
Sorry.
stories matters
What?
group going, um, my question is, how long do things like the Haunted Mansion even last at all? Because honestly, everything in the Magic Kingdom and let's be honest, everything anywhere, uh, everything offends somebody, right? There's always somebody offended by whatever it is that's out there. So it's so bothersome to me that they even have the Stories Matters group, because you have people that have a very particular bias and persuasion making decisions for the vast majority of the human population, that the vast majority of the human population may not agree with. And
Mhm.
I just think I hope at some point in time somebody's smart enough to go, you know what, this is probably a group that we need to get rid of. Just like,
I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to get rid
Mhm.
of them. I don't think so, and this is why. When does Disney truly ever admit they have effed up?
Oh, never.
Never.
Oh, they're narcissists. They're not going to admit that. Come on now.
No, no, they're not. And then when it starts to financially hurt, guess what? We got coupons. You guys can go back. I don't. It doesn't hurt enough yet, and I also think that the brain drain is too complete right now, because when you look at other offerings, other parks, Universal is a great example where you see stuff that looks like old school Imagineering, even with like team member appearance. I swear there's like whoever used to be over standards over at Disney World is now over standards over at Universal. There's too many things that you see that's like, oh, that looks like Disney. It's like they've got these people and they're not letting them go because they know people want that experience. So as for Stories Matter, I don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon, because you've got a very, very loud vocal minority with their hooks into that company, on unfortunately. But it's their crown to lose. So speaking of lowered expectations. Okay, so this is from Drew Smith. Drew's a really good dude. I love following his update.
when you said that, you remember I think it was Mad TV that did lowered
Lowered
expectations.
expectations.
I was watching those recently, a whole bunch of the old ones.
Oh my gosh.
That's
That
a
was freaking
hilarious
funny.
segment.
That was freaking funny. Oh, that would trigger people
The
today, but
dating service. Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, that's freaking hilarious. Hey, Dad, man, to Stella Nova, still the Helios in its location. Hail, Lorena. Yes, we've got some pictures thanks to Bayou Reconstruct, and it's so, oh my gosh, it's so exciting every time I look
I
at
may
the
have
bits
to
that they're on.
crash, not overnight, but like during the day sometime when you're staying there. I might have to come by and say hi, Lorena.
Of course, come on by. I'm gonna be staying there actually for a couple of days on my own dime. Okay, it's a little different. I got to make that explicit on my own dime. But here is the new concept art again, with the concept art for Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away, which I believe is a complete and total ripoff of the amazing nighttime parade that they have at Tokyo Disneyland, and the finale of Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, both debuting at the Walt Disney World Resort this summer. So, why does this look like a dead on duplicate of the Princess Float?
That's what I was saying. It looks very much like that.
They have
It,
now.
Yeah,
yeah,
the silver.
Well, the base, yeah, the base of it looks. So they just basically redid the top, redecorated. There you go.
I think they just redecorated, because with the Festival of Fantasy, when the Princess Cavalcade comes out, the couples are together, and it's like the silver goldish float with different pillars in it. It literally, there's nothing different about this. When I look at it, I'm just like, I've seen this float before.
It's also not very, very good concept art at all, in the sense that it really gives you no idea whatsoever what this thing is going to look like in a parade going down the streets of Magic Kingdom with guests on either side. I mean, this looks like somebody's fever dream where a float is actually in the air going by. I mean, that's to me, that is poor concept art, when what you want to show a potential guest is what it's going to look like to them. This does not show that at all.
Not at all. And I'm
So
trying to
I
pull up
have to
that
say,
parade.
I kind of like it. It's sparkly.
Well, I mean, I'm
I don't
looking
know.
forward to the fact that there's even going to be a nighttime parade again. So I'm hoping it's good. And if it is a ripoff of Tokyo, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, what I
Here's
see were
oh, go ahead, my dear.
the areas that look like magic swirling around it, almost like pixie dust, but not, because the pixie dust would be yellow. That's what's going to be all lit up.
Cool.
So
This is
is
the
this
one
from
from Tokyo.
Japan?
That
This is from
so
Tokyo.
cool.
Yes. So here's my thing. It's like if they do an exact duplicate of this show, it wouldn't bother me. My issue is execution. I don't know if I trust Imagineering to be able to, to execute this perfectly, because this parade is legendary in Tokyo, and I can see why they wanted to rip it off. But it's just like I don't know. I don't know. You're right, Dan. The Main Street Electrical Parade is the absolute GOAT. And
That's
the
absolutely the
second
goat.
best one
Yeah, it
is
was
this
the
one at
original.
Tokyo.
Mm.
I mean, they have the Blue Fairy. Oh, sorry, go ahead, my dear.
My absolute favorite thing about the Main Street Electrical Parade is in the beginning, and the electronic voice comes on, and what do you hear? Is you hear, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls," and I'm like,
Yeah, and that
I
electronic like
love
voice.
I
Mm-hmm.
love hearing "ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls."
Boys and girls. Yeah, what I think is dumb is, like, even if you're one of those trans that identifies as whatever, who cares if you're announcing ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
I mean,
I
You know,
mean,
oh, go ahead.
I just find it dumb, unless they're catering to the very, very extreme rare that, oh, well, I'm non-binary. I identify as both. Well, it still
well,
shouldn't matter then, should it?
that's the problem. Is
No.
like there is no such thing as an inclusive term for everybody, because the moment you only say dreamers, it offends people like me. I feel very not included in that, because I'm a gentleman and you didn't address me. So to me,
Yeah,
if you cut off ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, which technically legitimately addresses everybody, and it's not about feelings but about reality.
exactly.
That's far more inclusive than to say humans who exist out in the cosmos. That's the dumbest thing
It's just an
ever. It's so stupid.
absolute mess. BR Geist, are they allowed to copy Tokyo stuff with their
Mhm.
OLC deal, since they pay for R&D, etc.?
Mm.
There's probably some
Mm.
kind of discussion going on, because I know, like, first of all, I'm tripping out looking at the dancing flowers.
I
Okay.
know, from Alice in Wonderland. Oh, it's so pretty.
That is so darn trippy. But
Ah,
from the first art that they showed about this, about the new parade coming to Walt Disney World, I said, I remember the Blue Fair. I said, that looks like the Tokyo Disneyland parade. So I don't know what kind of deal they have going on. And notice they've been showing us a lot of concept art. They haven't been showing us any like working prototypes. And unlike Universal will put a concept art thing out there, and then they'll be working on it in plain sight. And just, hey, boom, yeah, we actually have it, up and working. But Disney will drop concept art, and then what we get in reality, it's like, you ordered it from Wish. It's not, it's not the same. But we have a reference for this. So if this new nighttime parade does not look as good as or better than this,
In
I don't think
Tokyo,
it's.
yeah.
That is so
Mm.
gorgeous, that blue fairy.
I'm like, why don't we freaking have this? I think I said this 2 years
So
ago.
I take it the reason why they took out the other like Spectral Magic and the Electrical Parade is because they wanted to update it. They wanted like the LED lights. They wanted and I'm going back to the whole, oh, it's more eco-friendly, BS, because here in Europe, the LED lights are, lower energy, and I'm really starting to wonder now, are they doing this? But the problem that we've had out here with a lot of light bulbs,
Mhm.
they poof very quickly. They do not last very long. We are constantly replacing light bulbs in this house a lot more
That's
frequently
weird.
than we ever have living in the
Yeah.
States. And that's going to be interesting because um, this could really backfire if they're going to this all like high tech LED. I mean, it sounds good in theory, but our experience here in Europe with just a simple light bulb in a house and even Christmas lights, they they tend to die pretty quick. You're
Oh my
replacing
God.
them.
I'm sorry.
So I don't know. I mean, that's just something I don't know about how they can.
Arg.
I am geeking out looking at this. It's like it's perfect.
I have Broco down in my head now.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, I'm
Wow.
done. Look at Cinderella's dress. Is it
That's so
pink? Is
cool.
it blue? Make it pink. Make it blue. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, Cinderella. Sorry. I got Cinderella and Briar Rose mixed up. Anyway, but look at the effect of that.
That's pretty.
Fairy godmother waves her wand and the dress starts to change. And you know that effect from the animated film where there's like
Also,
all the fairy dust and the dress starts to come together.
I have a question about them bringing a nighttime
Mhm.
parade in. Does this mean that there's a possibility that Magic Kingdom's hours get extended like they used to in the past? They used to be open till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when during the summertime, and not
I
even
would
just for the
imagine so.
special ticketed events. And remember those days? Well, I don't know if you were around for them, Lorena, but there were days when they did not close the Magic Kingdom. There was a couple days a year that they would keep it open 24 hours a day, and so cool back then. Um,
I do remember that. I totally remember that.
I don't know if they have workers for it. I mean, the cast has diminished so much, unfortunately, both in numbers and in quality. But
I don't know if they will. I think they just want to shove more people in the park, um, rather than extend the hours. We'll see. The latest I've ever seen the Magic Kingdom open is 11, which is ridiculous because I remember when the Magic Kingdom used to close at 1 a.m. Like
yeah,
the rides stopped at 1 a.m., but people were still shopping until like almost 2:30
Well,
in the
wasn't it
morning.
years ago they had 2 showings of
yeah,
the,
that's what I
night
say. The
parade? Yeah,
and the
you
Yes.
and the
had the early
fireworks.
PM and the late PM. Yeah, and the
Hmm.
fireworks. Mhm.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
hoping they'll
that's
bring that back, but, they're so dang cheap about everything. "Oh, we can't afford that."
it's like, yeah, well, maybe not give your CEO and
Oh,
CFOs
that's so
million
pretty.
dollars out.
What I'm afraid about, of
I know.
course, is that they'll bring in this nighttime parade and then they won't show it very often unless it's for an after hours paid event,
Oh
which
I
shoot,
was
don't
just
say
they
that.
gonna say, maybe
Don't
I was
say
gonna say,
that.
watch, they'll pull some shady crap like that where it's only for, like, ticketed events, and they won't bring it out
Oh,
as a staple.
I bet you they'll
That
get
wouldn't surprise me.
hooked and then they'll paywall it because Disney will do that too. Because over at the studios, what they most of what they have showing during the Jollywood nights, that stuff did not used to be paywalled. they used to have all those things. Well, not all of those things, but most of those things going on. Dadman says, yeah, sat on Main Street leisurely eating ice cream when people are leaving. And Avarice Carmageddon says, Paint the Night would have 2 parades before and after fireworks.
After fireworks. Yeah.
Just the imagination of this. It's not just, and here's the thing that I hope Disney does not do. It's not the magic about the electrical parade was you had the lights, but there was this movement going on. So it wasn't just like static lights. There was like all this movement with not only the floats, but smaller floats going on. With this, the lights just do more with each float. So it's just like, are they going to be smart enough to do that? I don't know. We'll see. So I'll keep you posted on what's going on with that particular parade. It's supposed to be coming in the summer along with the villain show, try to make us more let's say sympathetic to the villain. So we'll see what's going on. So we got Real Wade Nation Gaming Clip says hi. We got Rambam 3000, 111 of you guys watching between X and YouTube. So glad you're here. This is the Resort Recon live show. We're going to get into one of our main topics here. And of course, that would be the 2025 Epcot Festival of the Arts. I know Ron and I were out there at Epcot yesterday. Ron, you want to start off and give your impressions of the event? This runs every I want to say every winter down here in Florida. It starts off in January. Used to run until like middle of March, but I think this year they cut it off for the end of February.
Yeah, it's way too short.
Last year. I missed it by one day. I was so mad.
Yeah, this festival is such a fun festival. It's way too short, especially considering the weather is not always that cooperative. Like you can have really nice days in January, but it can also be like 45 degrees tops in January, February. You just never really know. The biggest thing that I'm going to say about this year's Festival of the Arts is there was a big surprise when we walked into what was up until now one of the worst things Disney had ever done, which was the redo of the Communicore Hall. And it actually looked kind of halfway okay. Like, I will say that the biggest challenge is like when I walk through, I'm like, okay, this looks good, but this space is clearly way too small because you can only do one thing with it at a time. So what they've done now is it's a display for the Broadway stuff, and it's a really kind of cool display, but that's it. Once you did that, you cut off people's ability to sit down, have a nice place to go inside and eat, which tells me that this area should be about 3 times the size that it is. And here's the weird part about that. The old Communicore Hall building, they had 3 times the amount of space inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's like a convention center. It was so big.
So I don't understand why they replaced the old building when it was completely unnecessary. It's still very, very sad to see how wasted this is. Yeah, it definitely should be larger. My solution in my head is to simply put a roof over the grassy area so that you can do more with that.
Oh, instead of
like a
pop-up umbrellas?
Roof. That's so stupid. Gosh.
It was nuts. Although they did have where you could, rub the lamp and everything. So that was pretty cool. Go and Shogi, thank you so much for that $20 super chat, my dear. You know what? We got to hit you with the infamous clip. This is pathetic.
Join in, folks. It's yodeling time. Here at Lester's
Elephant green screen effect.
Thank you so much, my dear. Says for something delicious or something pretty, let either art guide your hand. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I might use that sucker for the new what is that called? Oh yeah, the new Figment popcorn bucket, which looks really cool. It looks like a light bulb and it's got light in the bottom. Or
So
I'll just have a whole bunch of desserts.
I had a cast member explain that to me because I'm like, what is this supposed to be? Right? Like, what is this globe that Figment is sitting on top of? And the cast member explained to me that this bubble is Figment's new idea, his imagination kind of coming to fruition. Like, that's what's going on. It's like, here's Figment sitting on top of it. I'm like, I mean, like, okay, I guess it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. It does light up. The bucket does light up. I think I got some close-ups of that in my live yesterday, but it was it's the Imagination Institute logo. Yeah. So so you got that versus I don't know where my other buckets are. I've got all the other buckets here from the past. So I'll probably get that one.
See. Okay, here it is.
There it is. Thank you.
There's the bucket.
Imagination. Ba, 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 ba.
It's really cute. Like last year they had one, there was a replica of the Imagination Pavilion and it had like, the clear glass, like the faceted glass. And then I'm like, oh, it lights up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll be I have to be honest. If the bucket that I would love to see them do, which they will not do, but I want to see it so bad, is I want to see next year's bucket have Figment, but also have Dreamfinder and the original ship that he was on.
Boat, yes. I was just thinking that before you said that. I was like, if they could do the dream,
oh god,
the steampunk boat with the Dreamfinder and Figment, oh my god.
People have been asking for that. I would have loved to have something like that. I don't know what the deal is, why they can't do it, but having something with the Dreamfinder,
Because it's offensive in some way.
It shouldn't be. I have this amazing idea. I have this amazing idea to bring Figment to Disney Plus as a television show, an ongoing television show that could continue for years because it doesn't necessarily require for the show to have a beginning and an end, but it's more of a children's show where in my head the Dreamfinder has passed, like the original Dreamfinder has passed on, but he's put all of his ideas and things into like some type of a MacGuffin type thing, and a group of very diverse children in this animation. It would be like an animated thing. A group of very diverse children like find it, and they kind of become the Dreamfinders. So the name of the show would be like the Dreamfinders and Figment, and the Dreamfinders would then be all of these kids, which would be perfect for their DEI stuff because, now you got a bunch of different kids that are very eclectic from different backgrounds and whatever. And they're chasing after different dreams. And like each week they get a message from the original Dreamfinder about what they have to do. And it becomes some type of, it's like a PBS, be like a PBS thing. Where they have some lesson that they're going to learn in the next 22 minutes or whatever the show would be. And I think it would be cool to have that as a children's show, and everybody gets represented and everybody gets happy about that, but very much keep it on a like kind of kindergarten type of level, so that we don't have questions about what to not bring in, if you know what I mean. Like keep it
Man,
for kids.
we used to
It
do
makes
stuff
too
like
much sense,
that,
for
too much
one.
sense.
Yeah.
I
And
know
then
my
two, the
ideas are so
Dreamfinders.
realistic.
I would love to see that. But yeah, here's your festival passport. One of the things that I did notice about the Festival of the Arts this year, they did cut down on some of the entertainment, although I know Ron's upset that, stripper pole people are gone. Well, I won't say that they weren't the stripper pole people. It was a really good like gymnastics strength show. It was put on by Strengthen, I think it was Strength in Motion or something like that. And it was really cool. It's like this whole troupe had this like acrobatic stuff that was going on. And I think two of the people they used to do that weird cage nature show thing, but they're not here this year. And I also noticed the live entertainment has been cut with respect to frequency. If you go back and you watch the live stream that I did, there was the guitarist who is freaking amazing. And then
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
um
It was very, very cool.
there's the guy who paints like in real time. He'll do like the Mickey character, the Disney characters, and he has like music bumping in the background. I remember they had more than 2 performances each a day. I don't remember. I know it had to be at least 3, probably close to maybe 4, but I don't remember them only having 2 performances each. So that's something that I did notice. And they also moved them over here on the Beyonce stage.
The Beyonce stage.
So they're no longer, that space between port of entry and where you got on the friendship boat, that gorgeous space where you see the American Adventure Pavilion in the background. No. So they moved them over here to the other end of the Beyonce stage, so you can see the Encanto show that they have going on.
Well,
Encanto slash Zumba performance, actually.
And before all of the construction started, they had the best backdrop ever because the stage was at the end of the Fountain of Nations.
Yes.
That was 1,000 times better than anything that they've had since then. What an unnecessary downgrade that has been.
You got that right. I was not happy about it. I mean, yeah, you get the monorail in the background, but that's not Epcot. Being able to get sandwiched between the Fountain of Nations.
Let me tell you what this shows. This shows that they have the capacity to actually put the stage there and put another stage overlooking the lagoon and the American in the background. So they could actually bring in far more entertainment if they wanted to. I remember I have a vlog on the channel from 2019's Festival of the Arts, and they had so much more. They had the gymnasts on the stage, they had living statues, they had so much more going on. Now I did see the chalk artist out there yesterday, and then of course the wall painting that.
Did we lose Ron?
Maybe he froze.
Yeah, he froze a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give him a minute, probably shake out of it. But yeah, they had this, this stage. So you're like sandwiched between stages. It felt really artificial. It's just not like it. He's back.
Yeah, I was like, I think my internet just flashed off for a second. We've been having some internet issues here lately in this neighborhood for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I love this festival. Some of my favorite food. I wanted to try it yesterday, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I wasn't hungry. But they have these cool looking deviled eggs at the American Pavilion.
The deviled egg trio. Yes, I can't wait to try that tomorrow.
Now, some things I've had in the past that I won't do again. The one in Italy, it's like almost $10, $9 or $10 is the fried cheese, and then it looks really cool. It's very Instagrammable, if you will, but it's basically just a fried piece of cheese, and then there's tiny little dips around it. It looks Instagrammable because it comes on an artist paint palette and looks really cool. but when I had it last year, it wasn't that good. They also have the soft shell crab sandwich. I've had that before. You know, it is what it is. If you like soft shell crab, it's okay.
I don't.
But
So that,
yeah, no. My favorite thing to eat. Oh, and by the way, there's a. I guess this is still here. This is kind of gross. I'm going to tell people not to get this. If I can find the page for it, it's that marzipan cake thing that color. I had the picture of it. Oh, here it is. Yes.
Where was it
This.
from?
Don't get this. This is gross. This is so dry.
Oh,
The almond frangipane cake,
frangipani
whatever.
cake that it looks like the Mondrian Hotel.
It's not good.
Mm,
It's not good at all.
I don't like
that's one of the
almond
worst things you can
flavor.
eat.
Almonds
This,
very
however,
overpowering.
the grilled cheese
Was that?
and tomato soup. It's
We
so
get
Oh
good.
yeah,
that
that's a popular one.
every year. We get that
The
every
Like they have
year.
it with pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomatoes.
It's
And
so good.
Ooh,
oh, it's
I like
delicious.
me some pimento cheese.
It's so good. We get it every single year. They give
And
you
of
a little
course, they always
can that's
run
got
out
a
of,
nice
but they run
label.
out of the cans. They
I
always run
know.
out of the cans, and
I know.
I'm like, why do I want my can? But yeah, no, it's really cool. It's that's one of my favorite things to get. I just wish that this festival. I mean, I think it could be even a better festival if they put more money into it. But at the same time, I wish that it went to yes. I'm not saying that the dish is bad, but it's not worth $10. It's one little piece of fried cheese, and it's $10.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I was just like, I can get fried cheese, anywhere. Give me
I can make that
something
at
that's a
home.
little
Yeah, it's
exactly.
pretty
Give me
easy.
something that's like a little different. But I think this is for the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. I think every year the list gets smaller and smaller and has things that I'm not really all that good at that I would
Right.
like. So it's like you need to pick 5, and I think it used to be like 10 that you could pick from. Like the enchanted rose, I didn't try that. Avocado coconut, I don't know how you mix those two together, but the deconstructed
Yeah.
lime pie,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
good. It's really, really
awesome.
good.
The chorizo and potato empanada is good
I could
too.
get down with that.
It's so good. Oh my freaking god! I that's like my favorite.
Oh,
seafood.
the citrus braised beet tartar is not. That's actually pretty good too. I don't mind.
I don't like beets.
I love beets. So like, if you don't like beets, well, you won't like it. But
I
I
don't
love
like
beets.
beets.
It's actually, here's the thing though. It's sweet. It's like beets with a sweet flavor to it. It's really interesting. It's just
I
different.
just know it's like hiding broccoli in a glass of milk. I don't like beets. I don't like beets. Although I'll eat beets before I'll eat rutabaga. But yeah, what else is down here? So this is the paint expression section. So this is like with the murals. You go and you get paint and you paint a part of the mural, which is kind of fun, like to do. So you can go and do that. It's put it this way, it's not free. They say the paint's free. No, you paid to get into the park. It's complimentary with admission. It's not free. So it looks like they're having different murals. It used to be like just one and they were done, but I guess they're going through certain murals. So I think they're
Oh, wow.
starting with, I forget which one. I think this one on top is the one they're
Also
starting
purple.
with. Very purple. Very, very purpley. And the
Oh,
chalk
wow.
art.
Well,
The
it's a lot
chalk
further along than
art.
I thought.
Oh yeah. This is about where it was when I did my stream yesterday. One side they started doing the chalk on. I think they probably started working on the other side, but definitely walk through and look at the art that these cast members do. It is amazing just to watch them work. And this one, what you do is you take a picture. At the end, there's directions. You take a picture. They tell you like where to stand, where to take the picture, and the result you invert the picture. It looks like the Hulk is holding you upside down.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's
I
wild.
thought that was very, very,
Creative.
very, very, very cool. very cool effect. So definitely,
I only
check it out.
saw the outline of this. That guy that's in the picture, the artist, he was on the phone when I was when I was
Uh,
there. He wasn't working on it, but the outline of the Hulk had been done. So that was very, very interesting. It really is the most fun, most interactive festival because you have this kind of stuff going on, and it's just sad that it's such a short festival. I love the decor of the Flower and Garden Festival. I absolutely love it. Nothing against it, but I feel like they could either shorten that festival or just allow that festival to go a little bit further into the summer. Maybe allow it to go through the third week of June or something like that. They cut it off pretty quick last year, the Flower and Garden. So there's like this festival should at least, I feel like it should go till first week of March or at least the very end of February.
And that's what I thought it used to do because they would give like a little bit of a break between it and Flower and Garden, but it wasn't like that much of a break. It was maybe like a week or 2 weeks or so. And sometimes there would be some overlap where you would see plantings and things that were going on.
Speaking of overlap, there's a lot of Christmas left in Epcot, or at least there was yesterday.
Is it just me? Or didn't the Christmas stuff used to be gone like after the first week?
Like overnight. Like they used to take it down overnight.
Yeah.
Everywhere had Christmas bunting. The tree is still up in America as of yesterday. I don't know if they've got it taken out overnight or whatever, but the Christmas tree in America was still up. A lot of the Christmas bunting was up. Christmas stuff all over the. I noticed it in Canada. I noticed it in several of the other countries. Yeah, there was a lot of Christmas that was still up, which is fine by me, but I say fine by me because I didn't get to see nearly. I feel like even though I have a pass, I didn't get out there as much as I wanted to this last year during the Christmas season. It just went by
too fast.
A
lot of freaking people. That was also the other thing. There were so many people out there. Sometimes
yeah, the morning wasn't. I think it was a weather thing. I think a lot of locals might have come out because in the morning when it was overcast and like still really, really chilly when I first got there, there were not a lot of people in the park. Everything was fairly short lines. And then all of a sudden the weather broke like around 11 o'clock. And I mean, like when I was leaving at 1 o'clock, and I think this is like just before the time you came in, the cars were piling in at that time. Also, last night for the Broadway section, and I know you and I probably aren't that interested in watching the Broadway singers, but in particular, last night it was the Broadway people from Frozen, the musical. So I imagine that was probably fairly popular with people bringing their kids to see Let It Go being sung. Could be wrong.
Oh,
wow. Oh, neat. I didn't know this. Disney used to provide hotel rooms for the artists, but now it's at the cost of the artists. So the artists started decreasing the time they displayed. So last year, a ton of artists only displayed a few weeks. That's a shame because I know for me,
and that's typical of Disney nowadays.
Yeah,
that's
cutting stuff.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Jeez.
It's a shame because one of the reasons I love this art festival is that when you see these independent artists and their interpretation of Disney, it's literally like they out Disney, if that makes any sense. But that's just horrible that they're doing that. That's a disgrace. One of the arts festival, again, I love it because you can see all this amazing art where people have their interpretations of the Disney characters, and it's just amazing seeing what they come up with. But one thing I will say, if you see some art that you want, I suggest buying it right then and there, especially if it is Star Wars related. A whole lot of like not the Disney Star Wars. Nobody freaking wants that. Anything, if Vader is on it, you better buy it. I'm
Mm.
just saying, if Vader is on it, if it's movies 4 through 6, you're gonna want it. If
Mm.
it's Silver Age Marvel, you're gonna want it. That whole Acme, I think it's Acme Industries because they have the license from Lucasfilm and from Marvel. People pick through that place like locusts. I am so not kidding you.
Gee.
It is amazing how much of that art just like goes because people wait for that and they go and they buy that stuff. But if you don't have a large budget, but you still want the art that's there, I would highly suggest buying the postcard size. It's like $7. You can get that. You can like get a matte frame at like Michael's or Walmart or something like that. And you can display it that way. And Nita had a really great idea that she put in the chat during my live stream yesterday. Like, buy 2 of the same and mail one of them to yourself. So then when it comes back to you and you can display it, you've got the one with the postmark on it. And then you also have the copy to show the front of the art. So very, very unique. So there's ways around doing that, especially if you see more art than you have money, which will happen at the arts festival a lot. That's for sure. Want to move on over here to Epic Universe, and I got to show you this.
Oh, wow.
Remember in the concept art fly through that they did for Epic Universe, where you walk into the park and then the POV switches to where there's this character here and you see
Mhm.
Celestial Park. Does that look like the concept art? I swear that looks like the concept art.
Yes, it actually looks like the concept
Mhm.
art.
That's how I remember it.
Dang. Oh my gosh. It's stunning to see all this. And this is courtesy of Bayou Reconstruct. So if you are not following Bayou Reconstruct on X, you need to. He has been documenting how Epic Universe has been built. He's got flyover videos, all of that stuff. You have to check it out. I mean, this guy has so much. This is
So
the
cool.
Celestial Carousel. There's the Atlantic restaurant.
I love that everything looks like it looks like it's supposed to. Like everything looks like the concept art. Very different than what Disney has done nowadays.
Oh my gosh. Even down, I cannot wait to see the Celestial Carousel. Look at all the detail in these windows. Wow. Like water. That looks like water. That's not filled in. That's actual water elements that don't look
There's so
ugly. I
much
mean, they planted,
water.
there's blue water. There's the warp spire to go into Isle of Burke. That's over there. The left here is the Stardust Racers. That's the Mac coaster, dueling coaster. That's there. There's that. There's the Pan Asian restaurant. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Mm.
And at the bottom, that's the dancing fountains that are going to be in front of the Helios Hotel.
So cool.
So they just moved the fountain from Epcot to Epic Universe.
Yeah, to Epic Universe. So
You know what? Could you just imagine that conversation backstage, in that meeting? I'm really just pissed off that this happened at our last employer. We're going to bring it over here. We're going to make it better.
Well,
We're going to stick it to them.
When the park opens, Universal will have a tweet that will go out like, imagine a park where you can see beautiful fountains in action. What would that be like? Or a park where you can see dinosaurs or
Oh,
it. I love
that
it when
was
That was
I love
that
it when
was such a
Universal
dig
throws
at
shade.
Disney. I loved it when they said that.
perfect. Oh my gosh.
It was so deserved.
It was. It totally was. Although one person, I'm gonna call him King Cupcake, but you guys know exactly who it is. King Cupcake tried to throw shade at Universal, but
Corliss.
it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Let's see. Ron, you got to roll out, right?
I do. I need to bug out for today, guys. But thank you for letting me come on, and I will be here next time.
All right. Well, good seeing you, my dear. Make sure you are subscribed to Ron Bradley's. Follow the Bradley Spine. I got the link in the description box. You do not want to miss his material.
Bye, everyone.
See you later, my dear.
Bye, Ron.
But oh my God. So much blue, so much water. Over here to the left, that's the Super Nintendo World Spire. The trees and everything that's in here. Holy crap. I
love the color scheme. There's this blue and gold theme all throughout. And even in the lighting at night, you still have this bluish periwinkle with gold. It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely gorgeous. But of course, one of the stepping stones to Epic Universe opening is the resorts that are going to be starting to open. And Stella Nova, which is the first one, which is one of the Value Plus resorts at Universal. One of this over by Epic Universe is scheduled to open on Tuesday. I can't wait, but media got a preview of it. So I'm going to run this here from WESH.
We're counting down to the grand opening of Universal Epic Universe. Just 125 days left to go before the gates officially open. And it's sure to draw a big crowd of both locals and tourists from all around the world.
And tonight, West 2's Christina Watkins got a peek at the new resorts being built for an epic experience.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I gotta stop that.
I know.
If you thought the running blue LED lights on the Velocicoaster were awesome, wow.
Turning over this. Oh my gosh.
This is freaking. I've seen the testing at night where you see both of the train cars going. It looks
along
so
5,000
cool.
feet of track. Chopper 2 cap.
Oh.
You will never catch me riding that thing, but I love looking at it. Yes, it's going to look amazing at night.
So looks good. Oh my gosh, you will believe a flying star. Yeah. Literally.
We need to come up with a theme song flying on a shooting star that has that like phrase. It's got to be like
Captured Stardust
theme
racers
song
lighting up.
Oh my God.
Orlando's
for the
tourist
park.
district.
Oh,
How much and it
changes colors.
Oh my gosh, this is and seeing this at night, it's going to line up with what you see from the fun spot, also the lights that you see from oh my gosh, Icon Park as well, because the big Orlando Eye is
The
lit
dual
up
coaster
in LED
promised to
lights.
be Universal Epic Universe's most thrilling experience looks like comets shooting across the night sky above Celestial Park.
Wow.
That's one view guests will eventually see when they book a room at Universal Stella Nova Resort.
And this is exactly what it looks like as it starts to go from dawn to dusk. You'll see like these, because I was driving, I was like, what the heck is this? A couple weeks ago, there are these lights that are on the resort and they're not static.
I see it now. I just now noticed that. The little white
resort
sparkly
Of course,
lights.
you'll be attracted by
They twinkle, and they're not static. They twinkle at night.
Nova Resort.
Of course, they'll be attracted by the proximity to Epic Universe, the free transportation that you get to all of our theme parks and Universal City Walk. They'll be attracted by the price point. It's a great value for our guests.
Universal Orlando is opening 3 new hotels this year, along with Epic Universe. Stella Nova is the first of the group to welcome guests starting January 21st.
And here's the thing about Stella Nova and Terra Luna. Stella Nova and Terra Luna resorts are classified as Value Plus resorts. So I think when I booked my room, it was 130, I think 130 a night.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally within walking distance of Epic Universe. There's a pathway that goes from both of these resorts to Epic Universe. So this is like the Magic Kingdom. Imagine the Magic Kingdom. Stella Nova is like the contemporary.
Yeah, I was just
like-
going to say this is Universal's contemporary resort. From location to, well, you'll see when you look, you'll see what we mean when you actually look at the inside, because when I first
Thursday,
saw it,
Rush
I was
Tuesday.
like, no, they didn't.
Stepped through that
They
black
did.
hole vortex
Look
at the
at
entrance,
this. Oh
which
my
is aimed
gosh.
to transport people to a different place and time.
It's a great entrance statement for all of Universal Epic Universe. I mean, to come in.
Also behind him, all of the stellar, like the light shows, I call it light show, but like the stellar photos that you see, those are actually based off of NASA photos. So it's not like it's I want to say willy-nilly art or anything like that, but literally it is pulled from actual shots, I believe, from the Hubble Space Telescope. So that's another thing to keep in
off
mind.
of Universal Boulevard and turn left on Kirkman, and you're flanked by Stella on one side and Terra on the other. Is going to be amazing.
Universal says everything is designed to.
This pool, first of all, I cannot emphasize how big this pool is. And this pool, the size of it reminds me of the Hippy Dippy pool at Pop Century. It's 0 entry and it is huge. I mean, huge.
It looks bigger than the picture, any of the photos that I've seen. At first, I was like, yeah, the pools look kind of small. But now that they're panning over it, I'm like, oh no, that's a pretty big pool. Thing is huge.
It is huge. If any of you have been to Pop Century, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Pop Century, the Hippy Dippy pool, which is like 0 entry, it's huge. Then if you're over at Art of Animation, the big blue pool, it's like this, but it's like a pool and it's got like play elements in it. It's huge. So this looks like what they did was they saw those two concepts, because think about Pop Century and Art of Animation are right there together to make literally one huge mega resort. This is like both of those resorts, but brought up to the next level. Now that I look at it.
Resemble galaxies and planetary surroundings, from the colorful tiles on the outside to the wall art inside featuring pictures from NASA.
Doesn't that look like the contemporary on you?
Oh my gosh. So when I saw the inside of the hotel rooms, I looked at Raph and I'm like, that's the contemporary. Like, I'm sorry, that looks better. It looks like a contemporary resort. I'm not going to say the contemporary because they ruined it with the whole.
Oh my gosh, yes, with the Incredibles and
with the Incredibles, it literally looks something out of IKEA, and it just looks like stickers were kind of slapped around the resort. But this is just take the space theme away and maybe put something other color scheme patterns or whatever. And this is what Disney should have done at the contemporary, but they didn't.
No, they went for the IP instead of that.
There's also the constellation on the ceilings.
Okay, this
I
is
love this. Oh, I love this. Sparkly.
they Universal took, let's say, a level that they couldn't put rooms on for whatever reason. I don't know, I don't care. And they turned it into this like corridor,
when
this
walking
like
to the rooms
starry
and the
corridor.
spaceship style windows. So
So what this it's like literally shimmering stellar lights up and down the corridor. I can't wait
the
to show this.
constellation on the ceilings when walking to the rooms and the spaceship style windows so guests can rest amongst the stars. Universal says this was a labor of love and years of hard work.
Oh my gosh, look at that. You have, I think that's the Hyatt over there. So what they're showing up there to the right, that's the Hyatt Hotel. That's where International Drive is. That is where the
Mm,
Orange County Convention Center is. So
wow.
it's not
Jeez.
like at Disney where you're in the bubble, you're isolated for lack of a better term. When you're there at Epic Universe, Stella Nova, you can literally walk down the street and there's the Publix. I'm just saying.
Going Shogi, I was just thinking the same thing. His comment here, it looks like what the Galactic Star Cruiser should have been. Yeah,
Eggs,
it's a
you are
yeah, I was just thinking
100%
the same
right.
thing. It kind of has a Star Warsy like feel to it with the windows. And yeah, had Disney gone with something like this for a Star Wars themed hotel versus what they did, but they
This
do
looks
no wrong.
more
So
like this looks more like something you'd find on Coruscant, honestly. When I look at this, it's oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. So many people made the comparison. They're just like, this is what the Galactic Star Cruiser should have been. How much do you want to bet? Somebody sat in a meeting and said, you know what? You know how that Galactic Star Cruiser, how about we take that and we like plus it? Not only plus it up,
we plus it up, right?
we make it
We
for
level it
cheaper.
up.
How about that?
Of hard work.
Just the story that it tells of coming into a celebration of our universe, the purples and the teals of the
That is the
Yeah.
outside bar and grill. So there's that big ass huge pool that's out there.
I
And
love this lounge area. And what I like about it, and I don't know what the material is made out of on that couch back there, but I would hope that you can sit a wet bathing suit on there and it won't ruin. But I do like these hard chairs because, I mean, if you're getting out of the pool and you got a towel wrapped around you, you're going to be kind of damp. And
mhm, that's a good point. I'll find all this out when I go.
of the hotel.
The proximity to Epic. I mean, this
I'll
is.
walk you guys through
I'm
there.
very, very proud of everything that we've done here.
While team members continue ride testing in the 5 worlds at
Do you know what this is from?
that looks amazing at night. I didn't even consider what it would look like at night.
I didn't
I didn't know
either.
it was
This
gonna
is in
glow.
Isle of Burke. So this is the water coaster that you're on, and each little boat has like water cannons to
The
shoot.
water shooter. And that's a popular style of attraction here in Europe. You find in a lot of theme parks out here that I have not really seen represented in the US. And I find it interesting that Universal is bringing that concept to the US because it is very new. Here in Europe, it's been around for years.
That is very interesting. I need to do a deep dive to find out the manufacturer behind these because
I'm wondering if
I
it's Mac.
don't know. That's a good point.
Actually, let me find out what's the name
Okay.
of the
It's oh my gosh. It's at Isle of Burke. Oh my gosh.
attraction?
I am blanking on the name of the attraction. It's definitely not Hiccup's Gliders.
Isle of Berk. Berke?
Yeah, Berk.
Oh, okay. Isle of Berk. We'll say boats.
It is the Fire Drill
Interesting.
boat water ride at Epic Universe. Let me put it over here so folks can see it as soon as it loads. So it's the Fire Drill.
Okay, who made the Fire Drill?
Fire Drill. It's soak or be soaked sea battle with oh shoot. Fire breathing dragons everywhere. Villagers have to be prepared. Viking kings Roughnut and Toughnut have transformed Berk's Fire School into a watery interactive boat battle at sea. Board your ship in fire drill and blast your water cannons at flame-like targets and the occupants of every other boat to outsoak the other Viking. So it looks like this is what it looks like at night.
Hang on, I'm still.
Oh, no worries. And the reason why these boats are going to be extremely popular, it's hot in Florida, okay? And this is a great way to like cool down. There's so many places to do this. There's water cannons. I think on some of the I'll call observations, there's like cannons on land where they can shoot water cannons in. Great way to get like a water park experience without having to go to another water park. Granted, yes, there is Volcano Bay, but this is great, especially for families.
Dude, what? Why is it? It's not. You cannot. Is it like top secret or something? It shouldn't be.
It may be with the technology. That's so weird. It's like we should know. We should be able to know who that is, or at least who.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's someone from here, like a company here in Europe, because that attraction is very common here. Oh, this is really aggravating.
Lightyear against dragons. I'm down. Yeah. And the flexibility of always having trunks and swimsuits at the hotels. Mm-hmm. How to rain your burning. Hey, Barry on. Yeah, this is amazing. I'm gonna try not to drink too much, man.
Epic, like this attraction in Isle of Berk captured from Chopper 2.
And that's just the
Universal says they're happy to see all of it come to life. Covering Orange County in Orlando, Christina Watkins.
That is, I've never seen that night. That is so cool. You see like how it's
I'm starting to wonder if this was like built by Universal.
It could have been, because one of the things that they talked about with this park is that when they started coming up with the proof of concepts and everything, that they were running up against limits of existing technology. So they literally had to say, okay, what do we do to push the bar so it may be under patent? It wouldn't surprise me. They probably took existing technology and said, okay, how can we plus
it says in this article, developed in partnership between Universal Creative and the powerhouse filmmakers from DreamWorks Animation and Universal Pictures. And that's all it really says. It doesn't go into any more detail as to who manufactured it. So it kind of leads me to believe this was done like in-house.
Mm-hmm. Somebody probably said, hey, you know that technology over in Europe? Yeah, they got boats that go around and shoot stuff from it. Okay. Let's go and use that.
Maybe it was cheaper than outsourcing to someone here in Europe. Considering that they did Stardust Racers with Mack Rides, maybe it was one of those pick your poison, or pick and choose. I mean, whatever. Kids love this kind of stuff. It's really popular here, especially on hot days. And you squirt each other, and then you got people that are walking over bridges, and they're squirting the people on the. Yeah, it's a big thing out here.
You know what, Go and Shogi, that's a good point. They're waiting to see what to do with the Coco boat ride because of this ride. Yeah, I just looking at it,
Mm.
I can see why. Look at like how detailed it is and all of this
I
stuff.
underestimated the theming on this.
I think Universal really undersold this. They're
Yeah, there's
underselling it
that
and over
too.
deliver. I really think this is what they're
That moment when you create something that's so great, even you underestimate yourself.
yeah, like dang, we didn't think it
And
was gonna be
and
this
it's not
good.
done on purpose. You just don't realize how good it is.
Mm-hmm. Until it's done. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna switch over here to PC Dev's video. So he got to check out the resort on media day. So I'm kind of skipping through some of it. Dev, please don't claim me. So that is from the parking lot at Stella Nova. What you're seeing is the back of Super Nintendo World. This is the Donkey Kong coaster right here. So this is the outside where you do the barrel jump. And then over here, of course, to the left is Helios. Over to the right, you see Mount Beanpole. This is like the back. So literally, you're going to be able to see into Epic Universe. And yes, there are some rooms at Stella Nova that do give you a theme park view. Both of them. Now think about that. A theme park view at like what, $140 a night? Can't do that at Disney World. Not
No.
sure.
You're basically getting the contemporary leveled up at like a fraction of the price.
Look at this. Oh my god. Yes. That's something else that reminded me of the contemporary. The contemporary has a lot of like curves and you don't really see a lot of straight lines at the contemporary. It's very like fluid.
Mm.
And this is what you see here. You're exactly right, Erica. It's like, look at, if you go into contemporary lobby, this is what you would see. Hey, Native
Or what
Hawaiian,
you
good to see you.
or what you could see had they designed it anything like this. But
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, the contemporary was built, in the 50s, and contemporary back then was very different. You had a lot of straight, clean lines. And
Mm-hmm.
I get they've kept some of that, but I think where they ruined it was when
Yeah.
they just did the Incredibles in the rooms. And I feel like it's in the rooms where they did the disservice, not so much the rest of the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Now I do like the contemporary when it was back in the older days and they had that beautiful like upscale dining downstairs where they have the cafeteria now and Chef Mickey's. I kind of wish they would
Mm-hmm.
plus that up more because it's a deluxe resort. Um, but to me, when we stayed there, it felt like a child's resort, but
Mm-hmm.
you're paying the deluxe price. And I don't know, it felt kind of like to me, the only thing it was worth was how close you were in proximity to the Magic Kingdom and the monorail. That was the only benefit. But in terms of just
Mm-hmm.
style and theming, it to me it does not deliver as a deluxe resort.
I would have to agree. It's just I'd never really had a desire to stay at the Contemporary. We called it the Toaster Hotel. We wanted to stay at the Polynesian more than anything else. Oh, here's the hallway. This hallway, I cannot wait to show you. Of course, there's the studio store, which has Epic Universe merchandise that you can't get um, over in the Epic Universe Preview Center. So this is the stellar hallway, we're going to call it. There are no rooms on this level. So instead of like leaving it, kind of barren, it's like, what can we do to add some kind of interest? So it's just like this glowing stellar hallway. That would be such a
What does
great
it take?
place to just like go
Does
and
it
chill.
does it take you somewhere though? I mean, it's got a purpose, right? Like it's got to like you got to walk through there to get from one point to the hotel to another point.
I don't know. I'll find out when I get there. When Deb
I
did
mean, it
his,
does kind of look like
he didn't walk the hallway.
it, it does kind of look like a portal. I was just wondering, where does
Oh,
it
it does.
portal you to?
Where do we go? Where do we go? So it looks like they had that one room, and that was about it. But let's see. These are in some of the rooms. They've got their own like custom soap and stuff. Stella Nova on it. Of course, these are like the bathrooms.
I
They've
wish they
got like
had
their own
bathtubs.
brand. Oh yeah,
I like the
instead of the
soaking.
showers.
I will say the contemporary does kind of win out on that regard. They do have really nice, large soaking tubs. So if your legs are hurting or your back, you can really soak in hot water with some Epsom salt at the end of a long day. And I wish they had thought of that for this resort.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. This seems to be the thing now, not putting
Yeah, even in homes, it's
bathtubs
annoying.
in.
New builds are not putting tubs, and I can't stand that. I'm like, I need a tub. I need to soak.
There's a safe. Yeah. And there's the rooms. I forget how many square feet it is. It looks, I want to say, it looks almost the size of the rooms at Pop Century, but like 400 square feet, I think. But the space is used very well. The appointments are very, very nice. There's a fridge and coffee maker. You definitely need that fridge for two reasons. One, to bring leftovers, and two, to store the food that you get from the likes of, say, Publix or my favorite, Trader Joe's. So a refrigerator is. I'm glad that they've included that. So you do need that. Is that an I think that's an espresso coffee. Oh, Cuisinart. Okay, coffee maker. Those are nice, very, very nice appointments.
They were smart to go with Cuisinart because the Keurig coffee makers, they poop out pretty quick. The Cuisinarts last longer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I have a Keurig. I have a Keurig at home.
I've gone through 3 of them, and I finally
Oh my
gave up. I
goodness.
went with him Hamilton Beach now just to hold me over so I can get a Ninja.
I guess mine's still hanging on. Probably because I threaten it enough. But look at this. So there's the back of Super Nintendo World, and then over here to the right, you see the spire for Dark
Dark
Universe.
Universe? Ooh, could you imagine that glowing at night from your hotel room? That's where it's romantic. It's from your room, and you see the
Mhm.
park just glow. Yeah.
It just blows my mind that this is a view that you can get and you're paying like 130, 140 um a night. Granted, you're not in the park like being at Helios, but close enough where
You're right
you're able
there.
to see. Yeah, you're just at the back end of the park and you're able to see all this cool
You
nature.
can just walk there.
Yeah, literally. Oh my gosh, look at.
That's why I call it
Mhm.
their contemporary because it's so close to, honestly, their main event park when you think about it. This is going to be their Magic Kingdom. People are gonna go
Mhm.
here first, and then the other 2 parks will be the add-ons, will be like the side.
This pool is stunning. Oh my gosh, it's so big. They've got tables outside. This is what cracked me up. There are these lights that are trussed up there that you don't see them until
Oh.
it's nighttime. So these are actually suspended above the
On
pool
cable.
area. Oh my gosh, yes, on cable. I cannot wait to see this. I'm going to be streaming at night. I'm also be streaming during the day, but the first night that I'm there, I'm going to be streaming at night. So I'm going to take you guys through the resort so you see what it looks like and all of these just cool additions that they have. I freaking love this pool. I cannot tell you how amazing this pool is. And this is the Galaxy Bar. So that's where you can, pull up to get stuff to eat, or you can actually order stuff to go. So they have a pickup window as well. So if you didn't, because of course there's going to be certain things that are sold at the Galaxy Bar that you probably want, so you can do a mobile order and get it. So there's a separate window to pick up your order. And then, of course, there's the market. So this is like the food court. So there's like the marketplace where you can, grab stuff that you get to grab and go. And then, the cafe where you can order, things. And they've got, silver dollar pancakes. They've got monkey bread. They have got a hot honey chicken pizza.
It's good.
I've heard it's good. I cannot wait to
It
try
sounds
it.
weird, but everyone says it's good. All the reviewers are like, no, it's actually really surprisingly good.
It works. I think what somebody did was they went to Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's, their hot honey was so popular they had to put it in like a bigger container. That stuff is so good. And barbecue chicken pizza is already popular because that has the tangy barbecue sauce on it. So instead of like the barbecue sauce, you've got the hot honey on it instead.
Okay.
And
That's where they got the inspiration from.
I think they did.
Yeah.
I think
They
they
might
did.
do that.
Because that hot
The
honey
extra.
is legendary. Look at this food. Oh my gosh. That's the hot honey pizza they've got right there that you can get. They've got monkey bread. They've got pancakes that are there. Of course, this was the media spread that they had for them. They did not say the price points, which I was kind of disappointed because I would like to know like how much the items are. But usually at this level of resort, there usually isn't anything that's over like say $15 or so, 15 to $16. It's purposely priced that way. So as soon as I'll report back about prices and all that other stuff that they've got. To open kitchen. Oh my gosh, look at that croissant.
Yeah, going Shogi brought up a good observation, which I thought too. The pancakes could have been on the griddle a little longer.
Yeah.
I like a more brown pancake.
Like a little crispy brown. Proof that it's actually hit the griddle long enough. I get you. So yeah, that's some of the food that
I like just plain butter and syrup on my pancakes. I'm not into the whole fruit compotes and just butter and syrup. That's it.
Unless it's bananas. I like cut up bananas. I like whipped cream, but for the most part, yes, just give me some good spreadable butter. Ooh, this shirt is
merch.
Again, here's
awesome.
here's the merch. So there's more merch that's over here in Studio Store. So they've got these action figures. I think they're like $85, but I like that Dracula and Bride of Dracula. They got more t-shirts.
I liked the coffee mug and the spirit jersey. That's what I liked out of everything that he showed.
The Epic Universe spirit jersey, that does look really cool. This Hiccup shirt is so cute with the
my niece would go nuts for that toothless plushie. Oh my gosh.
It's so cute. I
Oh,
have the Light Fury keychain. So cute. It's like I had to have that. But the Toothless is so cute. The big pillow.
that is
It's so
her.
cute. Yeah, that is not sold at the Epic Universe store. The cozies. I don't think the blanket is. Donkey Kong is definitely not at the preview center. So it looks like Stella Nova is the only place you can get the Donkey Kong ringer shirt, um, Donkey Kong in a barrel, little keychains. I wonder if they have the cinch sack too. Here's more Dark Universe. Oh, Dark Universe shot glasses.
What? I don't really collect those, but I know that I have friends that are like avid shot glass collectors.
Mm-hmm. I picked these up just for the art and stuff that's on there. So it looks like it's a group of 4 of them. I'll get the pricing when I go. And of course, here's the mugs. Mugs are always a great value. Go and Shogi said, does Epic Universe accept blank check? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that. Okay, this hoodie, I think I want this. With the not only the color panels, but like the black and white panels that are on it too. Oh my gosh, that is insane. So insane. What else we got over here? We've got
Monsters.
This is a nice one. Just the month. I love Bride of Frankenstein. So you got Bride of Frankenstein. You've got the creature from the Black Lagoon, aka the original Florida Man, the Mummy, the Wolf Man. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is look at the picture frame.
That's a cool shirt. It's kind of steampunky, but it's Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And it's got like
Battle for the Ministry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Battle of the Ministry merch is only over here. Oh, look at that Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, the logo. It's nice. And it's even got it on the sleeve, the wheels.
I am much more impressed with this merchandise because over at the Epic Universe preview store, they kind of just had some generic looking Ministry of Magic type of items, but
look at the leather backpack they have. It looks like you could fit a laptop in that thing, and it looks nice.
Oh, where the heck is that? So I think
he shows it here in a little bit. Yep.
Is that it right there?
Nope, that's not it.
Oh,
that's a bag. This is like a backpack, and it's leather. I mean, this thing looks
Metro Flu.
Extremely well made.
Metro Flu t-shirts. I guess that's like the Butterbeer t-shirt. They got one that says Metro Flu. Let's see. Did we miss it? Okay, I know I'm skipping a little bit. Or maybe it was earlier and I went too far.
I didn't see it. He kind of circles back around too.
Oh, okay. Okay. So let's see. Luigi merchandise. I don't think I've seen the water bottle. Oh, wait a minute. That coffee mug is different. I haven't seen that at
the water bottles look really nice.
I've seen the blanket. I've seen the pink shirt. The star. I haven't seen the water bottles over there. I have seen the lanyards there. Ouija cap. I think this is Fantastic Beasts, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That shirt.
that's
We
what
have
he
that one. And let's see.
There it is, right there in the corner. He doesn't quite zoom in on it and pick it up, but that's it. I that looks
Oh,
really nice.
wow.
I mean, that could easily sell for about $100, 150. And I'm looking at it as a carry-on.
Oh my gosh. Well, I will I will have to note how much it is.
It may not be that
Oh,
expensive, but just looking at it, it looks like it would be that expensive. There it is.
this is a gorgeous, and I'm
I
not a
know,
super
isn't it?
jersey fan person. I like at all. I don't like the fabric, how the fabric feels, but looking at just how it looks just gorgeous
I love that.
with the pattern
And
on
the
it.
mugs, he doesn't quite he just kinda pans over them very lightly, but they're on the other if you have to rewind a little bit. But the
Oh,
mugs are I love the shape of the mugs. They're
let's
really round.
oh, yeah, 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 I see them
Yeah.
right over that way.
Mhm.
Those are nice because the ones that they sell in the preview center, they're the dark blue ones.
There you go, there you go.
This is like the reverse pattern.
Yep.
Okay. It's like a headband too, celestial headband. Where's that? Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Like that. They've got
Are those
shorts.
pants or capris? I couldn't
I
quite
think
tell if
I
those
think
were because they looked kinda short, or is that a size
let
small?
me see.
Or maybe it's a kid size? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't really tell from from here. They could be capris or sweatpants. I don't know. I will find out Tuesday. So
I cannot wait for you to get there. Like, Tuesday cannot go fast enough.
Dan, I am going to be like crazy, crazy, crazy busy that day getting video, writing up things. But yeah, that night we're gonna go through, stroll through the resort, definitely spend enough time in the studio store, noting exactly how much things are. I know I'm being a drum, but could the Nintendo Switch 2 come out the same day as Super Nintendo World opening up? That is a good question.
Mm.
And I'm not sure Nintendo could surprise us, but
Do you
we'll
think it'll be
see.
interactive with the land, the Switch 2? Do you think there might be hidden fun features like that?
I hope that it would, because
That would be
that's a
crazy.
great opportunity. I think it's because you should, because as long as you connect via Wi-Fi and like say I don't know if it's not like a probably a different app that could get pushed, probably through the Nintendo eStore. Now that I think about it, they could do it, but I'll keep an eye out because that's very, very possible because that is a big deal with Super Nintendo World opening at Epic Universe. I can't see Nintendo passing on the opportunity to, you know, get more publicity for their games. So I will have to keep that in mind. And folks, as usual, this show ends way, way, way too soon. But I want to thank all of you out there for supporting this podcast. It is so much fun to do. Love talking theme parks with you guys and keeping you guys up to date on the latest news. So, Erica, thank you so much for joining us. You want to let the folks know where they can find you and what you have coming up.
Yep. So we are at Erica-Raff on YouTube. We're just expats in Germany, just kind of figuring empty nest life as we go. And we're kind of going through a dry spell right now with the channel. Trying to figure out what other content we can post. But for now, I have some holiday stuff I posted in New Year's Eve videos. Not quite sure what we have really coming down the pipeline. The weather has been freezing,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's hard to get
Woo.
out and do any theme parks. It's just been so we're talking in the 20s. It's been like in the 20s and 30s, plus work schedules. So that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can find me here on Pro's channel, T3PO, and follow the Bradley's Fun on occasion. So I just kind of bounce around wherever I'm invited. I never usually, rarely do I ever say no to be on a stream because I love chatting.
We love having you. We love having you. I want to see some more cooking videos too. I'm just like addicted. I love her cooking videos. So you gotta check those out
I
too.
could do some. Actually, now that you reminded me, I could do one on my black bean soup.
Please
Yeah.
do.
For those of you who don't know, I am half Cuban. My dad is from Cuba, and my mother is American. So yes, and I do love to cook.
I need that. Already snatched up her pernil recipe and used it, Dominicanized it, so to speak. And oh gosh, it turned out so good. It turned out so good. My family could not get enough of it. It was great. So black bean soup, I need that one. I know how to make the black beans, but I want to make the black bean soup. So as for myself, well, next week's going to be kind of crazy because I'm going to be at Stella Nova Resort for a couple of days. But Sunday, of course, 8 p.m. is the Welcome to Florida show. So you don't want to miss that. Crazy Florida Follies. I do that with Culture Casino. I know I did have a member watch party scheduled for tomorrow at 2. I'm probably going to have to push that to Monday. No stroll and chill on Monday. So watch the community tab because we're going to have that watch party for Sharknado 3 instead on Monday night for channel members. You don't want to miss that. Why is Sharknado 3 so special? Because Sharknado 3 was shot at Universal Orlando. That is pretty much a complete advert for Universal Orlando. It is so cheesy fun. You're gonna love that. So yeah, of course you can catch me on Pro. I'll be live on Pro show. I believe on Thursday I'll be live from Stella Nova, so you guys can see me there. All kinds of things coming up on the channel. So as always, I appreciate your support. I know there's so many things out there to watch. So thank you guys for spending your time with us. Make sure you are subscribed to Erica's channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Ron's channel. Make sure you're subscribed to me. Everything's down in the description box of this video. You guys are absolutely flipping amazing. Take care, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.